You know what I really like doing in my downtime? Chores. I love when I finally get time away from work and everyone immediately hits me up asking for favors and handouts. Good thing I have Tomodachi Life to fulfill this lifelong dream of mine. I can avoid going to the grocery store in real life to feed myself by going to the grocery store in the game to feed myself. That's what I'm saying. This is Tomodachi Life, or if you're my phone's autocorrect, Timid Ache Life. In Japanese, Tomodachi means friend, so most of what you need to know is in the title, the life of your friends. Let's start with its origins. Tomodachi Collection. Made for the Nintendo DS in 2009, this game sold over 3 million copies despite only being released in Japan. This game would later be rebooted to the Nintendo DS in 2013, with better graphics and a few new features, again, only in Japan. It would take over a year for the same game to be localized and sold in the US in 2014. 6.7 million copies of Tomodachi Life were sold, so it's fair to say this game was a huge success among audiences. This game features avatars you can create, or Miis. The Mii first debuted in 2006 with the release of the Nintendo Wii. Since their introduction, they have taken the world by storm because you can truly create whomever or whatever you want and watch them come to life. Since their introduction, there have been plenty of Nintendo games that incorporate Miis into the gameplay. From Wii Sports, where you can simply just control the Mii to play the respective sport, to games like Animal Crossing that allow you to have a villager wear your Mii face as makeup. Even more recently, Miitopia is a game where you can lead a party of Miis through a quest to save the world. At the end of the day, it's all about customization. That's what makes these games so appealing to a wide audience. You have the power to decide who the main characters are going to be. It can be anyone, from a fictional character in a game you like, to a character that you completely made up, to a friend, a family member, or even yourself. The possibilities are endless. Now this video is coming out along with the release of the newest game in the franchise, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. And it got me thinking about the Tomodachi Life franchise as a whole. It's not a mystery why games featuring Miis will always be iconic and enjoyable to a variety of players for this reason. So why is Tomodachi Life especially important to discuss? Let's have a look at the gameplay first to understand it better.
I had little glasses when I was a kid. Oh, I loved that. That was so cool.
I cannot get this baby to shut up.
Just shake it.
I did, and then they got mad at me.
Anna, that's the most scary thing you've ever told me.
The game relies on you, the player, to make a bunch of Miis that live on an island together. Once you make your Mii, or find one online and scan them into your island, you can give them a birthday, a silly voice, and a personality. All your Miis will live in one apartment complex, each with their own rooms that you can go into to interact with them. There's loads of things you can do with your Miis, but some of the main features include feeding them, giving them clothes, giving them new gifts and interiors, playing minigames, and of course the ever-hilarious concert hall, where you can teach them to sing whatever song you want. Although sometimes you have to get creative if you want them to say a dirty word.
Oh shit, here we go again.
You're mainly just doing chores for them. They ask you to do something, and you do it. You become a slave to your Miis. You need me to help you sneeze? These are just a few of the many things there are to do on your island. If you're interested, I'll include a few of my favorite videos in the description that go into what this game has to offer and why it works so well. Unlike games like The Sims, where you create characters and you can control every aspect of their lives, this game has you act more like an observer or an outsider, with very limited control over what happens to your Miis. One cool aspect in this game is that the Miis are fully aware you're there, watching them. They greet you, they ask for your advice or even your help, and they have mostly free will. They go wherever they want on the island. They have preferences for what food and clothing they like, so if you give them food that they've already eaten before, they'll reject it. And if you give them clothing they don't like, they may not continue to wear it the next day. So that's the big thing, that lack of control. You may think that's what would make it less appealing, but I think it's the opposite. That's what keeps players coming back for more. I'm not the one who put them into these situations. They did that all on their own. It's funnier because you didn't have to force these events to happen. And not only is it funnier, but it's more rewarding too. Sure, I could make two Sims fall in love, and pretty quickly at that. But two Miis? It's a longer process. You watch them become friends with each other and see them spending time together. In some cases, it could take months before you see that little heart symbol appear in their apartment to say they have a crush on another Mii. And even then, they could still get rejected. So if that situation does arrive where they finally get together, finally get married, finally have kids, it's so much more rewarding to see because the Miis did that all on their own. It's the same way a slow burn romance in a TV comes about. It's rewarding to finally watch your favorite characters get together because you've been waiting for it for so long. With The Sims, you can expedite the process as fast as you want, and it makes it feel so much less interesting from a storytelling aspect if you can just keep making them talk and kiss and whatever. I should say, this is no disrespect to The Sims. The Sims is objectively fun in its own way, but that game is meant to be a game where you have control over a majority of the events that happen. You get to create the lives you want for that characters, and that is a sandbox game. But Tomodachi Life wasn't meant to be that. It's meant to be a game where you observe everything that happens in a world you started. So back to what I mentioned. This game is called Friend Life. When I heard this name for the first time, I was led to believe it was called that because it's a game where you put your friends and your family on your island and just have them live out their own lives. Okay, easy, straightforward. But now that I've been playing this game since it originally came out, I started realizing what the whole idea behind the game is. The lack of control over their lives, helping out with tasks, listening to them when they talk, comforting them when they're sad or sick. These Miis are genuinely your friends. Remember, I can't even escape work in a game. I have to be working there too. Fine, I'll buy a hamster suit. No matter who you put on your island, they consider you to be their friend. No matter how kindly or terrible you treat them, no matter if you make a cursed little weirdo and turn them into the butt of every joke, they still turn to you when they need help. They still call you their friend. It just means you're not a very good one. And as a friend, how much control do you really have over your friends' and loved ones' lives? Ideally, not a substantial amount. They may ask you for advice, like, what should I eat today? Or should I ask out this person? You're still an active force in their life, but at the end of the day, it's your friend's choice to go through with it and face whatever happens afterwards. And maybe you'll be the one to cheer them up if something goes wrong, or celebrate when things go right. The point is, you're there. You're there in the good times, in the bad times, in the what kind of time is this? I really feel like I shouldn't be here for that. If you do the right things, like offering them gifts they like, playing games, helping them with problems, introducing them to new people, their level goes up. But this level is more reflective of your friendship, since it only goes up if you do what you know will make them happy. And just like real-life friendships, you have full autonomy. If your Mii is depressed because someone rejected their romantic confession, it's up to you if you want to cheer them up or leave them to wallow during a difficult time, and their level will reflect that. Both parties have autonomy here. Your Mii has the autonomy to pick who they're interested in, and you have the autonomy for how you respond. Their levels go up, and subsequently, your friendship does as well. You're closer now. You've been through more experiences together. I haven't brought this up yet, but Tomodachi Life functions on a real-time clock, so the day and night cycles match what the time is in real life, whatever time your device is set to. And the dates too. You can see that reflected in the game when the grass starts to yellow in autumn and snow covers the island in winter. Even seasonal clothing items are available depending on the time of year. And based on what you set your Mii's birthday to be, they can have a little celebration with their friends. This is to say that unless you time skip, you can't fast track your relationship with the Mii's. They can take days, sometimes months for Mii's to fall in love, and maybe even years to have kids. My own Mii didn't have her first kid until years after I started my island. But then again, it's not like I was playing this game every day. It's kind of one of those games that you put down for a while just to pick it back up and see what's been going on without you. And when you do, you realize the Mii's that you set to have specific birthdays have grown up. The game now considers the people that were once kids to be adults. You may not consistently be a part of someone's life. There may be a point where you drift apart, and when you check in, you realize they're not the same anymore. I think about my best friend. When we were in middle school, both playing this game for the first time, we didn't know how long we'd stick to this game. We both put each other on our islands, and throughout the years we came back and revisited it. We kept growing. Our characters kept growing. Until one day, the Mii's we set to be kids had become adults in real life, and suddenly we were too. And also suddenly, just like my Mii that was there for her in-game wedding, I was standing there for hers in real life. It's no different. In real life, I'm actively watching my friends grow up, get married, have kids, and I get to be there for that. I get to be on the sidelines at their wedding clapping for them. I get to meet their kids and not name them. Oh my god, can you imagine? Tomodachi Life on the surface is a goofy game where you watch whatever characters you want get into wacky situations. It wears the mask of a silly, fun little slice-of-life game, but deep down at its heart, it's modeling real-life friendships. It teaches you how to be a good friend, how to listen to others in order to increase your relationship. And as everyone knows, if you're close enough friends, you can send them to space. I got so lucky with that, actually. And not only does it model real-life friendships, but you may even find yourself bonding with the Miis themselves. They develop their own personalities separate from their real-life counterparts. You learn about them, take care of their needs, and suddenly, you care about them. You may find yourself getting emotional when you see them achieve things, complete milestones. I certainly have. I modeled Miis after real people in my life, but a lot of those people that started on my island are no longer a part of my real life. And this may be weird, but I couldn't bring myself to delete the Miis. I had been through so many moments with them that it felt wrong to just delete someone because I no longer talk to them in real life. So, I reskin them. I recycle their identities, but I don't change their personalities. And I can't change the items I've given them or foods they've come to like and dislike. And then again, I don't want to, because there's a certain sentimentality to it. By no means am I actually considering these collections of code on my screen actual friends, but I can't deny the fondness in my heart I have for these goofy little characters that roam my island. No matter who they're made to look like in real life. It doesn't matter. I was there to see them go through life. I was there for milestones and birthdays. I got to see glimpses into their personalities and social lives. So, maybe we can learn from a game like Tomodachi Life. A good friendship involves many things, sure. Sometimes you make the wrong choice, or say the wrong thing. Mistakes happen that can't be undone. Sometimes you melt your friend into a gray puddle of goop. When hasn't that happened to the best of us? But what matters most goes beyond that. You watched. You helped when you could. You listened when needed. You were present. You were there. And isn't that what friendship is all about? It's set to release... No, I'm not going to say when. You have to find out. Although sometimes you have to get creative if you want them to say a dirty word. And just in case I sound like a transatlantic person, I'm going to say that line again. But I think that's what keeps it interesting and keeps you coming back, invested in the story. It's not a story. Who said it was a story? This is... Who are you?